Welcome there, Dave Gardner here, and I want to show you in this video quickly how to grab your tracking and do affiliate tracking with your links so you can figure out where your clicks and where your leads are actually coming from. So you might be putting stuff all over the place, maybe on social media, maybe an email, maybe you're doing a solo ad, maybe you're doing stuff here, there, and everywhere, and you want to know if you're starting to get leads, you want to know where those people are coming from so you can start to focus more of your effort into that. If you're using various solo ad providers, for example, you wouldn't want to spend a lot of money knowing that you're not getting any results from that advertiser. And so when you first log in to your LiveGood member, obviously, if you haven't been checking out LiveGood yet, you can take the tour. Just click the link below. You go to joindavegardner.com. Again, that's joindavegardner.com. And you can join with me and be on my team. But I want to show you again how you can do affiliate tracking. So when you first log in, you're basically going to see the home. And over on the left, what you're looking for is the statistics. And on the statistics page, you can actually see where your clicks are coming from and what day you have them. So, for example, I joined on January 26th, and I've just gotten very few clicks every day just from generic social media posts and just from posting to my own lists for the most part. And so on some days, obviously, I got more. Some days, I obviously get less, depending on how things are actually going there. And so we can see that I have, for example, opt-ins here. I got 4 opt-ins this day, 2 opt-ins, 1. And these are people that are taking the pre-enroll phase. So they're not paid members. The paid members are in this final column. I got 1 that upgraded here, 1 out of 1. So if we look at these two numbers, 1 out of 1, 1 out of 1, 1 out of 4 upgraded. And so those are things I can start to look at. And what we want to click is where it says source statistics, because we can't really see anything here, but there's a key bit of information that will help us track our affiliate link. So when you click source statistics, what that's going to do is going to tell us where those things are actually coming from. So I'll show you this in a minute. I actually bought a domain name, again, as I mentioned a minute ago. You go to joindavegardner.com. That forwards to my invite or my tour link for LiveGood. And so most of my hits have gone to that. People have found that link and gone there. 14 pre-enrollees and 3 upgrades. But when we have different places, so for example, in my blog, the DaveGardner.com is my blog. So the David Gardner TDG, just saying it's the blog. And then basically some detail about the post, whether I have a picture or a link there. So I have these different posts. So for example, how to build your team, health and wellness overview, product certified, low prices. So I want to know maybe where generically and randomly people are finding my posts and whether or not they're clicking those links and then they're actually upgrading. And then I can do some more promotion of those posts down the road. And so if we scroll down, in the beginning, I wasn't really, exactly sure where I was going to start posting, and I was just kind of doing it, and then I realized how I could do this. So notice here, this was the one I actually did today. It's actually Valentine's Day. So I did 2 links actually in the same post, I think, on Facebook, and one had F and then heating up for Valentine's and FB, Facebook and Facebook. But just to show you where those are going and some of the places I'm getting them. And what we need to do is scroll down below, and the key thing you need to add right here is this part, this question mark source equals, and then whatever your source code is, you're going to be changing your ending part. So all of these pieces that I have here at the end, every single one of these titles, notice it's all connected. There's no space. You can use dashes. You could probably use an underscore, I believe. I don't know if that says that here, but you have to have it all connected. Typically, if you use a dash or an underscore, you're usually good to go. So I want to show you a couple examples. One that I just created, and I think this is the one I just came up with. So right here, notice there's a couple links. And if we go back to, let's see here, where is it? So, blah, blah, blah. If we go to, is it my membership, my info? Forget where it is here. Oh, my website. Sorry, my websites. Sorry about that. So go to your websites on the left. And when we click that, apparently I didn't click it well enough. When you go to your websites, you'll see your 3 links. And so you can go ahead and share those links fine. But like I said, if you want to get involved in tracking, you want to make sure that you actually track. So if you are going just generic, just telling people about the site and the company. You got this first one, which is basically just livegood.com/your username. Then you have the basically the business opportunity tour, where there's a nice video that shows the background, a little bit of the compensation plan, talks about the products, so they give a little taste of everything. Notice that's livegoodtour.com and then your username. And then if you want to send people directly to the site, now really this last one is basically the same thing as the first one, at least in my opinion, but this one makes it look like you're going more towards the products. And if you want to have a retail customer that might want to buy your protein or buy the Super Reds or maybe buy CBD oil or something of that nature. And so there's 3 major links. And so if we pull those up, pretty much each one. So for example, you have the full link, and then instead of at the very end, my username is Dave Gardner, but whatever your username would be replacing that. Now, what I did is I bought the domain joindavegardner.com, and then through GoDaddy, I basically just forward that domain to this domain right here. So I know that's where that's going. So that's just a generic, easy thing to say. It's a lot easier for people to remember joindavegardner.com than to say, oh, go to livegoodtour.com / source equals blah, 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 whatever event you were at, to remember people where they found you and how they were to do that. So it's just easier to get something simple, not needed, but again, it's something simple. I might do some new business cards, and this will look a lot nicer to put on my business cards. For the shop, as I mentioned, we have the shop livegood.com, and then whatever your username is at the end. So my username, again, being Dave Gardner at the end. And then I have also bought the domain name certifiedhealthproducts.com. So that's something that would look a lot nicer for me on top of, a business card, because maybe it leaves a little curiosity. People aren't sure exactly what it is, and then they go and they find out more. The generic link, like I said, livegood.com, your username, and then Dave Gardner. There may have to be a www in there. If we look at the originals, I believe these all have that. So just do some testing and maybe you can find out to be sure. But what I want to point out though is that ending part. So if this is my real tour, if you're trying to do business building and have people find more about the opportunity, we have this full part, and then obviously your username. That's going to be consistent. But what happens is at the very end, you want to add this tracking code. And so the tracking code $source equals, and then whatever you're tracking is here. So notice everything is the same except after the equal sign. So whatever you have going after the equal sign is going to be what shows up in your track. And so for example, we look at this one, the blog product certified low priced, and we go back to our statistics. And so like I said, it was last one I had here. This was a while ago that I had that one, but it was the last one I updated here. A lot of times I just do it on the site. So blog product certified low priced. And if we go back and check the statistics, and here we go, the blog product certified low price. So had 6 clicks on it, just random people coming to my website. No one decided to click, but that doesn't mean they won't click in the future, especially as more people start to find out about LiveGood. More people are going to become enticed to check it out and see what you have to offer, especially if you're giving good content on your website, if you're providing maybe special training or special services, special help to your team. They're more likely to upgrade with you, especially if it seems to know what you're talking about. A lot of people might be coming in because maybe they're unfamiliar and they just want a happy face and a smiling personality there, and they want to make sure that they have someone that's going to look out for them. So all you have to do then again is you can change your link down here. You can just change that source at the very end, and then what you can do, and hopefully I'll put this in the description as well, basically you're just going to add whatever you want to track. The key thing being that remember that you put your username in there. Okay, if you put my username, then obviously I wouldn't get credit for it, but you're going to change that source code again. So it's everything after this, but you do need that $source equals, and then whatever you're going to put after it, that will be able to allow you to determine where you're getting your traffic. So like I said, if you had, one email blast to your list on Sunday night, and you send it all out, then you would know how many clicks you got to that link, how many people enrolled, how many upgraded just from that one email. If you then send another email, you could do that. Now let's say you did a blog post or you did a YouTube video review of LiveGood, you'd want to know where some of these people are coming from, because you may find that some ways and some methods of people getting in and being enticed by your content is going to be the one that is going to continue to grow. And that might be one that you want to stick with. And, I would not recommend just sending any of this to just a, solo ad direct. Maybe do it to the tour, but not just the regular company page. Definitely do it to a tour because they're more business oriented. If you have obviously a list you're familiar with, then maybe you can send them right to the business page, or just the regular page themselves with your link, because again, they're already familiar. So you can send them the products or talk about, certain things that are involved. So again, in order to get your tracking or affiliate tracking, you're basically going to click on the statistics, and then on statistics, you're going to click that, it was show statistics. So if we go back to statistics here, when you first log in, if you haven't joined, or if you just joined, then this obviously will be blank. You want to click source statistics. And then once you click that, you'll have the opportunity to get that code, which again, $source equals, and then you're going to add whatever code you want, which again will highlight and track it so you know where to focus your efforts. So hopefully you found some benefit in this. Again, if you have not joined, highly check it out. At the time of this video, Valentine's Day 2023, there's about 1,500 people joining a day, about 30,000 total members so far. A lot of big companies that have grown and have grown fast like this are into the millions of members by a year's time. So this is a perfect opportunity for you to get in at what is really the beginning, because 30,000 is extremely small when you consider the size of many international businesses, and LiveGood does deliver worldwide. If we just look over here to the left of the screen, you can see different countries and different flags where people are actually starting to join and to build massive teams. I've had conversations with the director of marketing, Nader Kazan, and he's responded back and forth with me. And they've been shipping to places like Russia and India and Kazakhstan. Okay, people are diving into this. I highly recommend you check it out. If you have any questions, again, I'd love to have you on my team. Join DaveGardner.com. Again, that's joinDaveGardner.com. Leave any questions or responses below, and I'd be glad to help you and work with you in growing your LiveGood business. Thanks.